to another video. I see you've seen my beautiful intro with my chinchillas. It's because I may cry during this video because of some of the stories. I freaking hated orchestra so much. And here's why. So I know a lot of people say, oh, I hate this teacher is terrible, and sort of being exaggerating, but I'm not kidding. My orchestra teacher was the worst teacher ever. So here are some stories to prove that. So we were always late for lunch because we had this on Thursdays, because we had this really big group in 5th grade of people, like everyone who's in orchestra would come together and play and practice songs and all that. But every single one of those days, we were like 15 minutes late because of this teacher, and she was always like, oh, look at the clock. It's like 10 minutes past the time. Let's play a different song now. And I'm not kidding, but she did that every time. Every single time. And when we accidentally dropped our papers, she was like, oh, so-and-so, don't throw your papers. And I know she may have been joking around, but this teacher, just that it was this teacher saying that, got me. I mean, I know a lot of teachers may do that as a joke, like joking around, but this teacher was not our friend. She was mean, like really mean. And we have these groups in 5th grade also that were at the beginning of the day, sort of right after we got to school and sort of checked in with our teachers. And I was on a Monday group, and she put me in a group with all boys. I was the only girl there, and it made me so uncomfortable because everybody else in that group sucked, and that made me feel like I sucked, and that made me lose all confidence I would ever be good at playing viola. And that's what leads to our next story, which is the big one. I had a mental breakdown in orchestra. So what happened was, we have these solos that we have to play at the solo ensemble, and it was coming up, and everybody was kind of worried, and as a joke, she wanted us to play our solos in front of the class, and as a joke, I was like, oh, my friend should play, and she was like, okay, you've now offered yourself to play, and I was like, oh my god, I cannot do this in front of the class. I will literally break down. And you know what happened? I started crying. Like, not loud, but tears were streaming down my face as I played this, and I could hear how terrible it was. And I could tell I did not play any note right, and I was currently panicking. And when I was like, can I restart, please? But I wasn't like that. I was like, can I please restart? And she was like, hope you've learned your lesson not to volunteer others. And I was like, excuse me? I volunteered her as a joke. And this teacher was like, hope you've learned your lesson, even though I had started crying because she had made me do this. And she was just the worst teacher I have ever had. I'm not kidding. She let me leave orchestra, but she literally pleaded my friend to stay. So that practically sent the message to me. She thought I sucked at orchestra, but my friend, who was great at playing, should stay. And she didn't care that I was leaving because I sucked so much. So this orchestra teacher, she's not the only terrible teacher I've had, of course, because we all have a few run-ins with terrible teachers. So I have this one teacher who I shall rename nameless, just like the orchestra teacher, she had these bins on each table, and she had them filled with pencils, of course, and I feel like every teacher should know kids will take these pencils, and she kept freaking out that the pencils kept disappearing and disappearing. Of course, I may have stolen a few because I literally have no pencils because I can't keep track of anything. Thought you guys should know this. And so she literally started saying, "You guys should bring in your supplies and refill my pencil boxes for me because I can't do it myself, and I won't do it myself because you guys should be responsible." That definitely teaches us responsibility. Or does it teach us that you are a jerk? I know this may sound kind of rude to this teacher, but seriously, the way she said it, she was like, "You guys should fill in my pencil boxes for me. Start filling in my pencil boxes, please. Thanks." And I got so angry at this, but luckily, because I am smart, I didn't say anything to this teacher. And now I'm saying it to you guys. Hopefully this teacher never finds me. She probably won't, I don't think, because I'm never gonna amount to anything. Even if I did, why would a teacher watch me be weird on camera? Anyway, I think that's all I have for today. So bye, guys. Hope you enjoyed my stuff. And since I have no other since I live in a hole, I have no other social medias, and I can subscribe for more bad Englishing. Bye.